Good evening and welcome to the World of Book Reviews. I'm Judy Mario, and tonight I have a wonderful guest, Toni Pacini. Did I say it right?
Yes,
Pacini?
you did.
And Toni has written a memoir entitled Alabama Blue, a Southern Gothic memoir. We have some questions about that, but first, welcome Toni, and tell us a little bit about your book.
Oh, first of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I really do appreciate it. Alabama Blue is a story of my childhood and my coming-of-age story and beyond. Having been raised in a cotton mill village in Alabama, just as an ironic side note, the village I was raised in was where the movie Norma Ray was made with Sally Fields back in the Union era. And my mother actually worked for the restaurant where they did some of the filming. The story that they depicted then was true in my childhood as well. A lot of poverty, dysfunction, illiteracy, and I was one of those little girls born in a cotton mill village as what they labeled white trash that should never have gotten out of there, much less made it further than a double wide with somebody named Bubba. But I just wanted to let other people know that it is possible. If you just keep moving and keep believing, you'll get there.
And who did you write this book for?
Absolutely for me. I had to get it out. I had so much shame, and I'd carried so much blame and shame for my whole life that I spent my lifetime thinking people are going to find out my mother was a town drunk, or they're going to find out, about things. I got married at 15 and things like this, that my mother did certain things. After writing Alabama Blue, it was the most cathartic thing that I've ever done in my life. It released me of that. No one can ever look at me and say, hey, I heard, because I'm able to say, so what? It's in a book. It's out there. Anybody can read it. And the joyous thing about it is it was difficult for me to write and hard for me to put out there. But the reactions that I've had to it, people even from the village where I was raised, that there are a lot of people saying thank you for saying what you've said. It helped me to realize that I wasn't alone when I thought I was. And that was a big part of the life, feeling so alone and helpless.
I think it's wonderful that so many people are now writing their stories, because when you can tell your story, someone else reads it and realizes that they aren't alone. And we feel so alone when we're going through life, when we're feeling. What would you say was the single most important part of this book, the reason that you wanted to share it?
Other than I just said, the shame, which was a huge issue for me. I had no self-worth. I just heard another interview earlier today with another lady that I really respected, and she said the same thing. It's just a different situation. I was a D&F student. I was never supposed to be able to as much as even read decently, much less have a life. I'm going to the College of Southern Nevada right now. I'm almost through with my creative writing degree.
Good for you.
I am self-taught. I've had wonderful experiences where I've had people believe in me throughout those years, and all it takes is that one person saying, you can do it. And I wanted to be that one person for one other person, just one.
That's wonderful. We're going to have to take a short break, and I really want to thank you for being here. And when we come back, I want to talk a lot more about your book.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jamie Lee Metz, CEO and founder of Skin Fitness here in Las Vegas. We've been serving Las Vegas for over 17 years. We're proud to announce we just won 2017 Spa of the Year by Image International. That's the skincare company of the Miss Universe pageant. We offer exclusive treatments like our Time Eraser Facial, which uses multiple modalities and literally erases time. Our Pore Purge, which is the ultimate in hygiene. And our Fire and Ice Facial, which literally removes and soothes the skin at the same time. Come see us at our new location here in Village Square. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Welcome back to the World of Book Reviews. We are talking to Toni Pacini about her book, Alabama Blue, a Southern Gothic memoir. Now, why do you call it a Southern Gothic memoir?
It didn't start out as that. I was in a couple of different writers group, one in California, the South Bay Writers, chapter of the California Writers Club, And then when I moved to Vegas with the Henderson Writers Group, and I recently started another group, Sin City Writers. So I've had a lot of critique throughout the years. And there was a man here in town whose work, Donald Riggio, that I really respect his work. And he kept saying to me, your style, what you're doing is Southern Gothic. And everybody wants to have something that makes their work stand out a little bit, and you're not even taking advantage of the truth that it is Southern Gothic. Southern Gothic runs along the line, and I am not saying that my work is comparable, but to Kill a Mockingbird, one of my favorite books that just now became a movie, The Glass Castle.
Yes.
There's so many other ones out there, The Secret Life of Bees. And so when I had that information given to me as a promotion of myself, I went home in tears. I thought, I do have something to say.
Of course.
And it's got its own genre.
Yes.
So, and I am also writing some thrillers and that sort of thing now, and it's really fun because a lot of Southern Gothic books, like Beloved, have a kind of an otherworldly thing, And I couldn't put that in my memoir because it didn't actually happen.
Yes.
But in my fiction, I'm having a ball.
Oh, good. All right. Well, we can't wait to read those as well. I read this book in a day and a half. I couldn't put it down. And it was amazing. And I say this very often to authors that I read their books and love them so much, is that I'm sorry you had to live the life you did, but I'm so glad you were able to write about it, because it can help a lot of people heal. It can help them heal. You moved from Alabama to California to Alabama to California to Alabama to California. And along the way, your mother was in Alabama, your dad was in California, and along the way somewhere, your mother tried to kill you and your brother. So tell us about some of that.
Okay. That's a part of my story that I hope someday to take, especially out there, to people that have dealt with a parent that should have had some ability to make a choice that she wasn't given. My mother wasn't a monster, but she was an alcoholic at a very young age. My father, when she met him, and they got married in 1952, she'd already been married two times before him, and she was like 23. And but he was in the Air Force, and he met my mama in Alabama. He was stationed in Georgia, and they had a party. I mean, it was all the gambling halls and drinking, and she had a blast. And she got pregnant with my sister, and they thought, wow, this is just the perfect life. But when Donna was born, Mama found out that she had to take care of her, and she couldn't. She realized, I can't. Daddy'd come home, and Mom would be passed out, and a bottle would be empty, and she'd be wet, and same thing for Donna, except Donna wouldn't be passed out, and her diaper would be wet, and her bottle would be empty. And unfortunately, a year and a half later, Mama became pregnant again with me. And 11 years after I was born, she became pregnant again with my brother. She told me when she was drinking throughout the years, only when she was drinking, how she had tried to terminate me in many graphic ways. I believed her. I knew it was true, but at some point, some way I was kind of able to compartmentalize it, so it wasn't too personal, until I was 11 years old, actually 10 while she was carrying. And I watched her trying to kill my brother. He was born with a blood clot on his forehead. He's 11 years younger than me, and he's had 3 strokes and a lot of neurological problems. And the one thing that I can say about that is my mother knew she couldn't do it. If she'd had birth control or an option, she would have chosen it. And that's why I am an advocate for people that know that they can't do the job. They can't financially, emotionally, physically. Then there has to be options.
Yes, and we'll talk about those in just a minute. We have to take a short break, and we'll be back with Toni Pacini and her fabulous book in just a minute.
Are you frustrated and wasting time searching for high-quality education and entertainment and not finding it? Stop wasting your time. We've got your solution. Our 3 dynamic and unique online TV shows provide you with high-quality and easy-to-find content. Everything from business skills and self-development to book and movie reviews and everything in between. At akexpertstv.com, you'll find high-quality experts in their field in one place at no cost to you. Visit www.akexpertstv.com today.